YouTube, what's going on? So I haven't made a video that I've been able to upload in a long while, depicting some new things that I got. So I'm gonna go over a few of the things that I've picked up recently. I'm gonna go ahead and start with these 3 PlayStation 2 games. As you can see, this is Tony Hawk's Project 8, which is, as you can see, the 8th Tony Hawk console game. And I gotta admit, when I rented it back in 2006 when it was released, it was all right. It had a lot of different stuff that I just wasn't that fond of. But I mean, you can't go wrong with Tony Hawk. I've loved Tony Hawk since the first game. I played it back, before the game was even released. I played the demo. I don't know if y'all remember the Pizza Hut demos. Pizza Hut had released a demo disc, and it had Tony Hawk 1 and Crash Team Racing, and there's some awesome games on the demo disc, but hell yeah. So, here's the best part of this game. $3. This game was $3. Yes, it didn't come with the manual. Yes, the reason it's $3 is because the disc is pretty scratched up. It's actually really scratched up. But either way, for $3, I think this is a nice looking case. I know it's very bright. I think it's a nice looking case, so for $3 that's pretty cool. And if the game works, cool. I've tried it out and it does work, but I haven't really played it any, so I don't know as far as how much of the game works. Next game we're going to talk about, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. I didn't really like the Ratchet & Clank series early on, like when it first came out, and I kind of played the first one, and I don't know, I just didn't really like it. So I asked a friend if I could borrow this one several years ago, and this game turned out to be really, really sweet. And I was kind of confused that I didn't like it, considering it's by Insomniac, and I love Spyro games. So, yeah, also $3 at half-price books, along with Tony Hawk. But, as you saw, no book. And, yes, another reason why I was on $3 clearance, another scratched up disc, which, it booted up, but I have no idea what's scratched, what isn't scratched. But, yeah, $3 PS2 game, really can't really go wrong there. Ratchet & Clank, definitely. Actually, this is in my PS2 right now. I picked up SSX, the first one. I played Tricky not long after it came out, and it was really, really fun. So I definitely wanted to get Tricky. I ended up getting Tricky for about somewhere between $10 and $15 at Blockbuster several years ago. And then, of course, SSX3 came out, and I rented that and was like, this game's a bomb. So I had to buy SSX3. But I've honestly never played the first game until yesterday. And it really is pretty much like SSX Tricky is just an expansion of an already good game. It's a little difficult to get used to because I'm used to playing with, say, SSX3, and if you're familiar with the SSX series at all, as they went on later, the game kind of got kind of automatic, where if you'll do spins and stuff, it'll automatically straighten you back out to land. In the previous games, it didn't do that, or at least it wasn't nearly as fast. But also on clearance, $3. This one actually came with the manual. And I believe one of them, this actually had like a, never mind, whatever. But yeah, the disc is actually in the PS2, and it is also scratched up. But I did play Snow Dream, the first level, so yeah, I had always seen the stuff on Tricky. There's a DVD menu where they tell you a lot of stuff about the first game, and I was always like, what was the first game like? What was the first game like? And for $3, even with greatest hits on the top, I had to get it. So, pretty sweet game. But now here's one of the main things I wanted to show you guys. I got an Action Replay Plus for my Sega Saturn. Hell yeah. Right here. Action Replay Plus. Action Replay 4 Meg Plus. For those who don't know, this is probably the ultimate Sega Saturn card. It has 8 MB of backup of backup memory, so you can use it as an external memory card in case your internal data gets cluttered, which it usually will if you have more than, if you have games that'll fill it up. But this is also a 1 meg and 4 meg RAM cart, which some of the games needed additional video memory to run, or they offered a optional video memory upgrade, which could make the games look better. And also, this can also be used to boot imports. So this is a pretty sweet card. I brought my Saturn to the store and I actually tried out the card there, and I played the Import Pocket Fighter with the RAM enhancement, and I also played, I think it was Samurai Showdown 3, which I actually didn't know that there was a third game, but blah blah blah, it was only released in Japan. Or yeah, I'm just not gonna say anything. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the cart right now, and it looks like this. And as you can see, this is pretty much, here's the box, here's the thing, and I got it for 20 bucks as opposed to paying 25 online, or approximately 25 bucks online. Here's what the card actually looks like. Action Replay, 4 meg plus, cart slots on the bottom, then it has a PC comms link here on the top, and it says 4-in-1 can link with PC comms cards. So if you have a special cable, you can hook it in here and actually connect it to a port on your computer, probably an older computer. I don't think any computers still have serial ports like this anymore. And you could actually take your save files off of the cartridge and put it onto your computer. So that's pretty neat, but I won't ever be using it. Now there's one downfall of this cart, which you probably aren't aware of if you don't know anything about cartridges for the Saturn or Action Replays, because there's something I didn't know, is that these have a, okay, I did know this, they have a the cartridge automatically boots up when you boot up your Saturn, it boots up the cartridge before it boots up the game. And what that means is you're taking from the Saturn BIOS, you don't even see the Saturn BIOS, you just start at the thing, Action Replay pops up in your face, you're navigating through a menu, then you do blah blah blah, I don't want to use codes, I do want to use codes, go back to the CD player menu, or which is the BIOS, or play the game. Well, the problem is that this thing interferes with the swap method, which is the only thing that I use to play games, because I don't want to buy the imports. I know, whatever, shame on me, but I want to play the imports burning them. But I can't use this cartridge at the same time that I play a game, and I would love to play imports, which I can. I have a converter that converts the region, which I actually just figured out. It's really easy to use. I've already burned a couple games with it, but I won't be able to take advantage of the RAM because I can't boot up the games. So if I do want to use those games, I can't use them. I'll have to get legit copies. And so as of right now, it is a $20 memory card, which by itself is a rather cheap deal because the official ones are like 30-40 bucks cheapest. But of course you do have to you can't directly save and load to this thing like you could a PlayStation memory card or any other memory card you're familiar with, or like with the Saturn, it just saves right onto the Saturn. If you had the official Sega card, you could save directly to and load from this cartridge, but being the Action Replay and not official Sega, it can't do that.